Hello everyone, how are you today? This is Michelle with Michelle's Whimsy and Bling. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are going to go ahead and stamp punch to make some cards. And I'm really excited about these cards. Now I made up a number of samples because I was just playing. I wanted to kind of see what color combinations would work. This particular one uses Calypso Coral for the outline of the flower, and then Petal Pink for the detailed version, the detail of it. And the green is done in, I think it's Old Olive. Actually, I'm not sure that I remember what the color was now. You got to play with it, but I think it was Old Olive. And then here, and it was on a Calypso Coral cardstock base. This is on a Fresh Freesia cardstock base, and the outline is with Highland Heather, and the inside of it is with, I think, Bubble Bath. Either Bubble Bath or Fresh Freesia. I don't remember. And then this is with one of my favorite colors, Balmy Blue. And with the Balmy Blue, I had to go ahead and do a stamp off of before I did the inside part of the flower. Otherwise, the flower would look all wrong. I just added a thing of Designer Series paper. Now, this happy card came about because I was trying to play with what the colors would look like. So as you can see, all of these flowers are from all of these cards because I was playing. I didn't know what color combinations would look right. Now this one is slightly off. I think that is in maybe Highland Heather or something, but it does look like it's a Bubble Bath color in there. So we're going to go ahead and make this card, and then this one, again, I was just playing and I was like, well, you know, let's see. So I just used a deckled rectangle die to cut it out, and then our double oval punch here. So before we move on to those cards, let's get this one done, because that one is a really cool technique. So here, let me see. I do have everything kind of organized and prepped for us. Here's our card base, and we're going to do it this way. And we have, I've already made some of our flowers, but I wanted to show you what I meant by you needed to stamp off before you do some of the colors. So here we're going to go ahead and do our Balmy Blue. And before you do the stamping of the flowers, you want to make sure that you know how to orient your stamp on your paper so that you can punch it out. So I know that I need to go like this. So what I usually do is come down here and go like that. Okay, so this is the outline. I'm going to go ahead and tap 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 it, and then we're going to make sure that we're right and go right there. Okay, then we're going to come back in with the inner part of the flower, and then this one we're going to stamp off. And trust me, there's still ink on there. I'm going to get it lined up. I try to make sure that my head is over so I get it lined up pretty good. Not close, or not bad. So then we just open up our punch. We line it up in there, and it's pretty easy to do. Getting there. All right, and this punch would also punch out a leaf, and I've done it. I think think on one of the samples, but I don't know that we're doing that as part of our thing for tonight. Now, on this one, I think it was the old olive that we used for our background. So we're gonna say that it's old olive because I really don't remember. All right, here is the detail part of the stamp, and here is the outline part of the stamp. Now, these flowers fit in it like that. So, and we're stamping the leaves on here twice. Not sure that I remember. No, okay. So we're gonna do that. And I'm gonna come down here, and it's okay if you end up going off the paper, not a problem. And I don't know that it was old olive, but any kind of green will work. And then I think what I did is I just went in here, kind of, oh, nope. Kind of like that. All right, now we're gonna come in with this. Uh-oh. I must have something on my stamp. I now have something on my thing. So the easiest way, and I laugh at myself because it took me a while before I figured it out. Oh, crud. I wanted to show you guys something because this happened to me and I was so frustrated. I was like, why is this not lining up? When you take these particular stamps off of your, or out of your stamp case, it is very, very, very easy, in my opinion, to distort them. Easiest way to get them lined back up, I thought I had them lined up correctly, and I did not. So I go by this little set of 2 leaves right here, and then for this one, I make sure it's clean. I line it up how it should go because it's very easy to get it distorted, and if you have it distorted, then you're not going to step stamping, it'll be off. Okay, so now I have it where I want it. Going to adhere my block, lift it up, and now I'm going to ink it, and it should be good to go. Forgive my head because I really do need to be over this. And we just line it up pretty good. This one is actually pretty easy to line up. I got a little off on there. This is not the ink. You know what? We're going to flip that over because paper has 2 sides, and I need to figure out what I used. That was not the color. Y'all, what color did I use? My ink. Might need to put my chamois into the sink and get it washed. What color did I use? I do not remember. So you know what, but this color, this, if I was going to do it, I should have done a stamp off on there. I cannot believe that I don't know what color I did there. All right, let's try this one again. Let me find my ink pad, or my stamp, I should say. All right, now that we know that everything will line up, let's go ahead and ink it. And we're going to stamp it again. And I still think that is not the right color, but we're gonna go with it. We're just gonna use a lighter color. Now, let's try some soft seafoam. I know that will be lighter in color, and we won't have that problem. All right, so again, forgive my head. I really do need to look over this straight on. Much, much better. Okay, so here we go. Okay. All right. Close those up so we don't get all inky. Now, let's start building our card, okay? We have our Calypso Coral. Put that there and one up there. And then we have our Balmy Blue, one down here. Another one up there. And our big one here. Oh, these colors are such happy colors. Really, really like them. And put that over there. And where did this one go to? I think I'm going to change it up just a little bit. Nope. Now, so what I did on these is I used dimensionals to pop them all up. So that's what we're going to do. I don't know about you, but I seem to be going through a lot of dimensionals. Oh my word. This kit is this stamp set is interesting because it does not have any sentiments in it. So you do need to bring out another stamp set for sentiments. But, ooh, I missed one. But that's not a problem. There is a stamp set that when this one first came out, it coordinated with it. It did have it was a sentiment-based stamp set, and ooh, hello. I did not do a good job of putting that down. Let's see, can I get this up? I absolutely did not have that centered where it needed to be. And now I can't take off the thing. Boy, boy. All right. Anyway, what was I saying? We, when this first came out, there was a stamp set that it was bundled with that had all sentiments. And for the life of me, the name right now escapes me. And obviously, I don't have that stamp set. I really do need to get it, though. Oh, sometimes the little pieces are so hard for me to pick up. All right, so then we need to go ahead and stamp the sentiment. Grateful for Everyday Magic of You. And just to show you, it's from the Something Fancy stamp set. And we're going to stamp that in our, if I was in ink, I would be not here. Apparently I did not get it out. We're going to stamp it in Highland Heather. And then we can adhere this to our card base. And then we can be almost done with this card. See, isn't it great? Paper has two sides. There have been times, though, that I have ended up using both sides of the paper and had to pull out another one. You know what? That is okay. So the last thing that we want to do on this particular card is we want to go ahead and get out our Wink of Stella. And what I do is I just go ahead and I am not precise about this. This Wink of Stella probably is almost done. and I literally, it's like I scribble it on. You know, it just adds a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of bling. You don't have to do this. It is optional. You could bring in your embellishments and put a couple of there. You don't have to do that. Or, cool thing in this stamp set is this little dot dot dot. And you can see on here where I put the little dots, and it's really nice. And I certainly could have done that up here. Wouldn't have had to do the Winkestella or anything else. So that's how I took all the flowers from these cards and made an extra card. So I consider that a bonus to me. So there's one card. Now let's move on to the other one, because it is a little, just a little bit more involved. Try to get some stuff cleaned up so that I have room to work. So here are the cards that we're going to work on. And I realized when I was getting these out, I was like, oh, I never even put a sentiment on there. Huh. I'll probably do some kind of happy birthday, because I always seem to need birthday cards. So what we're going to do is we get this one, and when we hit cut that, we get a second card. So I'm like, that's a bonus. So I have already done it for us. What I did is I took one of the larger deckled rectangles, and I die cut that out. Okay, I cut this at 5.5 by 4 1/4 so that it would fit my card front. Now, I am going to, just because I don't want this to move around, I'm going to use some washi tape and tape my card base down. Now, this card base is using the basic white thick paper. You could certainly use the basic white, not a problem with that. Because I was going to be moving around and stuff, I really wanted to make sure that it would just work. So, I'm going to lay this down here. I probably went a little overboard on the washi, but I really wanted to make sure it was going to be secure. Now we're going to use our Balmy Blue, and we're going to use our blender brush, and we're going to swirl it here. Now, you don't want to just go ahead and start right there. You want to do some tapping off and then start from the outside and work your way in. Otherwise, your project will not look good, because you will have swirls and swatches in here that you will never be able to blend out. Ask me how I know. And this is a technique where you build up to the color that you want. If I wanted to, I could leave it just like that, but I think I want to add more color in. And of course, the harder you press, you know, if you put your finger here, it's going to put more ink on your card. You can make the corners be darker. And the middle be lighter. All right, I think that is good. And then you carefully, this is important, you very carefully lift up your frame. And then you can reuse these multiple times. Now here, we're going to also very carefully lift up this happened the last time. I don't know what it is, but that particular corner likes to tear. Ugh. annoying. All right, for this particular card, both of these cards are using our 2022 to 2024 in colors, and they are Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, which is one of my favorites. My favorite, Tahitian Tide, Orchid Oasis, and Starry Sky. Beautiful bright colors. We've used only these colors. Do you know what I did? I meant to use Tahitian Tide on here when I did that, and I ended up using Balmy Blue. However, okay, so if you had done Tahitian Tide, it would be close. It would look better in my opinion. But anyways, so I did an oops. You know, it's just the way it is. So our leaves are going to be in Parakeet Party. And I do know that I never stamped off on this. Probably should clean my ink pads before I put them into my Parakeet Party one. Yes, I really need to clean my chamois when we get done. Remind me to do that. Do y'all have an Alexa? Do you tell her to say, hey Alexa, remind me to do? My Alexa's in my room, so I don't utilize her that way. All right, where's our sample? Here's our sample, and we just did one of these. Okay, again, I'm going to have to bend over so I can see. Okay, I did not line it up perfectly on that one. Don't know what happened, but it's just whimsy. That's what we're gonna call it. And let's see, let me get out. Oh, cannot pick up anything right now. All right, so we need to have one little Sweet Sorbet up there, and this is the Tahitian Tide with, I think, Starry Sky. And then another one there. And you see, it is literally so easy to make this card. Now, I have extras that I stamped, so I thought, why don't we play a little bit? I wish I could tell you what combination this was. I can't. It's really pretty though. I really like it. So there's another kind of combination. Or this one I think is Starry Sky. It's much darker. I don't think I like that as much. However, I do think I like this. So we already went a little rogue, a little whimsy by not using the Tahitian Tide here. So we're just going to bring in those. And I did use dimensionals, but not on all of them. Well, all but 2. So 2 out of the 6 do not have dimensionals. All right. I have had the joy of just being able to sit at my desk and create this weekend, and it has been wonderful. All right, so then we're going to go ahead. You can use liquid glue or you could use adhesive. Just going to slip that in there. And then this one down here. And yeah. We still have not done a sentiment. And I can't really think of which one I want. But, so there was card 1. We die cut out a rectangle, and then we use the negative space to adhere some ink, and then we stamped on it. So now let's do our bonus card, which the card base is Starry Sky. And, well, I guess I was supposed to do leaves here. Well, let's see. The leaves really do make it. So we are quickly going to go ahead and do some leaves. I thought I had gotten everything together. I try to be so prepared, and I'm not. All right, so we will quickly do that. I have one block in my thing left. We need a parakeet party. We only need 3 of them. So make sure how our thing is lining up. So we're gonna go like that. I probably could have used less space between these, but oh, yep, I forgot to stamp it off on that one. Okay, no worries. All right, and we're gonna slip this in here, and this is what happens when I forget to do something. And now I need to try to figure out how to get this in here so that I can punch it out. Oh, y'all. I'm sorry. But what do I say? This is real life crafting with Michele. Sometimes it is awesome and everything works together, and sometimes it is simply an absolute hot mess. Today we are approaching the hot mess. Just saying. I think we're gonna have to cut that. All right. We're getting there. We are getting there. We're gonna come back. We got one leaf done. I will come back and do the other ones later. So, what we're gonna do is we need to stamp out our, well, what is it? We need to stamp out more of these things, and we need to do that in Sweet Sorbet. And on this one, we do have to go ahead and stamp off. Otherwise, trust me, it looks really gross. Really gross. Trust me on that one. Oops. All right, so. Oh, that looks good. Sweet Sorbet is just one of those happy little colors. And we literally are almost done. One of these, this afternoon when I was making this card, one of the flowers punched out and then proceeded to land on the floor, and before I could get it, my dog decided to snatch it up and eat it. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing? And then we are just gonna go ahead and recreate this. And we will be doing some dimensionals. Not all of them. And you do notice that I do have some of the flowers hanging off. So on those, I just do a little bit of glue and just put it right there. And then I'm gonna do glue here. And then this one needs a dimensional. Again, love me a dimensional. And you can see I had a leaf there, and it really would look good with a leaf, but at this point, we're just gonna do it without. I'm sorry that y'all had to struggle watching me struggle with trying to get the leaves punched out. I really do try to make sure that I have everything ready so I can just do the cards for you. Even kind of make myself a list. Apparently I was slacking on the job today. So this rectangle right here is from our mask. See? So that's how you get a 2-for-1. And then, because I already had the dies out, I went ahead and just cut out another rectangle for the sentiment. Okay, and then what I did was I put it up on dimensionals. See, I was all about the dimensionals today. Gracious. Actually, I think I need to put some more on my next order. I think I'm getting a little low. Always remember to put some dimensionals in the middle so that it doesn't sag. So let's go ahead and take these off. I've got a hot mess of a desk over here. I'm just going to put this right in the middle, and then we're going to take our sentiment, and we had a stamp out here that says "You matter to so many," and we're going to use Starry Sky for that. I think everybody needs to have this kind of card just to be reminded that they do matter. And for the okay, over here what I did is I let some of it hang off. So I'm going to put one dimensional here, and then on the rest of it, I'm going to use a little glue. And then what we're gonna do is just, oops, not there. Right about there. Now, again, I'm not going to do it because I think my Wink of Stella is almost out, but you can certainly go back in and do Wink of Stella on your flowers, and you can see having the leaves, having at least one leaf on every flower, it really does make a difference. So I will go back and I will put those leaves, I will get them stamped, and I will put them on our card, so that the picture that y'all see online will have the leaves. So here's how you got oh my gosh, y'all, do y'all ever have these dimensionals all over the place? Gracious. So this is how you get 2 cards from one. The negative, and then you use what you punched out or what you die cut. So we got those 2 cards. And then this card was because we had tested out the colors for our flowers on here, and we took those and we added it on there. So I love getting double for my time and effort when it comes to cards. Thank you so much for watching. Please go ahead and give me a thumbs up, give me a like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel on YouTube, please go ahead and do it. Remember to share it with your friends and family, and especially if they need a laugh watching a hot mess girl try to get her creativity on, struggle with her dimensionals and all that. I appreciate it. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you liked it. Tell me, do you have this stamp set? Have you used it? What do you think of you know, this technique here, that would be great. And if you're over on Facebook, please go ahead and like my page and follow, and of course share with your friends too. I would appreciate it. Until next time, remember, be whimsy and add bling. Bye.